Welcome. How are you guys? So good to see you. You are my favorite viewer. Welcome to Urban Homesteading, or you have been here before. Welcome back. We're very excited to see you as we continue the saga of the bathroom renovation. Like that? And today we're actually doing some woodworking because we have trim, as you can see here. So the first order of business is to put the trim down. The second order of business is to reinstall the toilet, install the new vanity and hardware, and we'll be happy if we did those things.
Sounds like all in one step. That's a lot for second two.
No, it's all good.
Second two, yeah.
And I think that's about it for today. We're going to try not to set lofty goals and then fail, right? We'll put less lofty goals and succeed. One of the disadvantages of having a small shop is that everything is dirty. We're going to take that inside the house. We don't want to bring extra dirt in it.
So is the dirt and the dust really related to the size of your shop or related to the fact that it's a shop?
Oh, it's related to the size of the shop and the fact that I have not installed the cleaner.
Okay, so again, not size related, but...
Size related. Bigger shops tend to get less dirty.
But one point of clarification I'd like to make is that you always told me that sawdust isn't dirty.
It's not dirty.
You just called it dirt.
Well, for easy reference purposes. All right, so now we're going to head inside.
We're heading inside. We're going to go here and use our new pad.
Before we go all the way back in,
Sit, 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 sit. The helpers.
So we jerry-rigged this little fixture, and we need to make a couple of adjustments, meaning we need to cut a little bit of, I will show you in a moment, as soon as Mrs. DIY remove the scones. You know what it's called, the scones?
Mm-hmm.
We had to modify it because nothing is standard in this house, so we need to improve this. But as you can see, the screws we had were rather long, and they don't need to be this long. They're ugly and unsightly. So the idea is that we're going to cut them, right? Rotary tools are ideal for this. We're using a Dremel in this instance, but of course any brand of rotary tool will be a great addition to any toolbox. We use our Dremel quite often to cut all kinds of things and to custom make screws and other metal material that otherwise will not even fit correctly. In this specific example, you can see the advantage of having this rotary tool and how important it is. But we don't have them right now, so we're not using them right now.
So we'll look for them, but that's part of the finish.
Correct.
almost 43 and a half, so 43 and 3/8. If we want it really tight, 26 and 3/4. But with the other piece here, it would 37.
On the other side.
The best tool for cutting trim is the miter saw. In fact, often it is referred to as the trim saw, as it is very routinely used to cut and bevel trim. In any case, our saw worked perfectly for this purpose. Just like that, our first trim piece is cut. This is the new woodworking trend in ladies' earrings. And I'm not a lady, but you know, you can see how beautiful it looks. It matches any outfit you might wear, right?
Sure.
It's just amazing.
This is how you cope, folks.
Not quite, but this is how I cope. Yes. MDF does not cope as well as solid wood. This is the first time we attempted to cope MDF, and as you can see, the results were kind of mixed. It tends to crumble a little bit. It does work in the end, we didn't have any problem, but it is much more satisfying to cope actual wood rather than MDF in my experience.
So we're doing some dry fitting now that we've cut the trim pieces. Just seeing how they fit together. And it's always better to cut them a little bit long, so then you have some room that you can cut away if you need to, rather than being short, because then you end up playing Tetris in a very weird way. See, I think that will actually be okay. persuasion, don't you think?
Maybe.
That one,
No.
that one not. So we cut it a little bit long there, and that's okay again because that's easy to correct. And then we've also got a couple more pieces here in place. We are going to have to probably do some notching around where the trim comes up and meets that water connection. And that's okay. We've still got this piece we need to cut, and we're making progress.
Welcome. How are you guys? So good to see you. You are my favorite viewer. So for the first time since we bought this air compressor, we're actually going to use it for what is intended, and that is to actually be portable, right? I mean, we have another big air compressor, which is really a pain in the butt to move around because it's very heavy. So we're going to use that because that's how you install trim. In fact, these sometimes are referred as trim guns, right? Because mostly you use them for trim. And if you recall, we have this one, and we have used for the longest time these ones, but because these are a dual purpose, they suit staples or brads, they leave a big mark because they leave a staple mark, right? Where this only suits brads and virtually disappears. So we're going to use the brad nailer only, and I have enough brad nails for our purposes, right? So we're going to go inside and get situated, and we're going to show you everything we do. This is where nail guns actually excel. This is a great application. It makes this a very easy process. In our case, it is complicated a little bit by the plumbing, but in general, this is much faster, much easier than using a hammer and nails. But most certainly, you can do it with hammer and nails, especially in a small project like the project we're doing here in a very, very small bathroom, but a great tool to have. Okay, you can go to on top. I told you to go there, but go on the top part.
Here?
Yeah.
Like down?
Yeah, down or up or sideways.
It's still doing the same. It went right through it.
Okay, just
Like,
put some more.
It's in there, but it won't hold it to the wall.
Contrary to popular direction, actually nail trim on an angle, not straight in.
And I can't do it down because I don't have enough.
Depending on the quality of the drywall you have behind, you might have difficulties with the nails not holding on the wall. It doesn't have to be perfect, however. With a little bit of caulking, it's going to look fantastic.
Yeah, that one not so
Probably
much.
doesn't have good drywall behind it. It's not a big deal. The little pin nail holes will disappear with a little bit of white caulking, so don't worry about them. A little tip for you guys: cutting your trim pieces slightly longer is desirable, and here is a trick on how to make them fit. Just put them on the mitered side and then pull toward you in the middle. There is enough flex on the trim piece. Put it on the edge and then push forward, and that makes a very nice fit, you know? Okay, excellent.
Makes it snug here.
This little ingenious tool makes caulking a breeze, especially in tight spaces, and it's much easier than the traditional caulking guns, and I believe much easier to actually use over those guns as well. So after you put the caulking on, use your finger to make it flush, and you're going to have an absolutely perfect result.
So the caulking is a little bit dry. It took us a little bit of time to get into it. It seemed like there was a plug behind it. It should be coming out a lot easier than what it is right now, but this is something we can make work. That just means it's going to dry faster because it's already a little more dry than it would be at a normal application.
Using white silicone is a trade secret that makes your final result look
And it's
amazing.
possible there's an expiration date, we're not really sure, but again, this is something I think we're going to be able to make work for this application, at least just to complete the gaps for our trim.
Right.
And as you can see, once again, we have spared no expense to use all of the most fancy tools in the form of fingertip, but usually that's one of the better tools to make it work. And as you can see, when you fill it in, it just takes away that gap and just makes it look all finished. So we have a little bit of a problem, as you can see there. The trim piece around our pipe is protruding, and this trim we chose is actually taller than what was there before. So we have a little bit of interference. So we're going to cut the trim piece so that our trim piece will be flush on the wall. And by the trim piece and our trim piece, he's talking about cutting the metal collar around here so that we'll have a flush trim piece here without damaging the trim. And this little metal piece is really just a face plate that goes around plumbing to give you a finished look on your wall.
It is just decoration, it serves no other purpose.
Right, and then again to call attention to the difference in the trim, right there that paint line is where the old trim was, and now the new trim is going to be a couple of inches higher than that.
Once again, the oscillating tool is the best choice for a cut like this. We've used our oscillating tool a lot in this project, and we're really finding an indispensable tool for your tool bag. I think it's better to do it against the wall, otherwise it will be moving on you. Embed it in and out, it will fail. But it was cutting very well. Why you didn't not finish?
Because it started moving on me, but I can.
If everything else fails, you know. Okay, and that gives a very nice flush look, right?
If your brad nails don't go all the way in, you can use these nail punches.
Well, there is a certainty that some of them will not, right?
Angled at the nail in it. Of course, you come behind it with a little bit of caulking.
A little bit of white silicone caulking make those details disappear and gives you an absolutely smooth result. Not only the nail holes, but also the corners come up looking amazing, and they're very forgiving to small mistakes you might have caused in the miters. It is paintable.
So this little caulking gun, it's called a silly gun. It's obviously a little bit different than you might normally see, but you don't have the arm sticking out in the back. And this pushes it through basically a cylinder and pushes it in the same kind of mechanism as the other, but again without that trigger coming all the way back at you. And that means it's more compact. It can get into tighter spaces. It's also more lightweight than a traditional gun.
Definitely,
generally.
and less unwieldy.
Right, and the pumping to do the trigger seems to be pretty easy,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty easy.
We're not sponsored, but this is a pretty nice little gun. We've used it a few times now. So now all the nailing and the caulking has been done to seal this in. It's ready to go. You can see this space looks really nice. That's where the vanity is going to go. Come in here. Done the same for the toilet area. Again, looks really nice. And so now we're ready for the installations. So our next step is the installation of the vanity and the installation of the toilet. And we are trying this new product, which replaces a wax ring. Kind of. There is a wax ring, but it is contained within a tube. We have never used this product before, so we're going to do it together. See how much fun we're going to have, right? Mm-hmm. There are a couple of things that concern me in the package. It says universal. It says easy no-tool installation. Why are you laughing? And it says hassle-free. All those things are concerning to me. Yes, they are.
For context, a few years ago, we bought a 5-minute installation fan that took us 5 days to install.
Yeah.
So anytime I see easy no-tool installation and universal.
Now, to give some further context, it was on a 12-foot cathedral ceiling, and it was up on a ladder that you had to get to, so it was even taller than these ceilings. And then also, there was nothing universal about how they had installed the thing. So it wasn't just us being like, picnic. It was the whole situation.
So one of the advantages of this is that it's supposed to be adjustable. It has a way to, as you can see here, it has a way to make the
height screws adjustable. Yeah, so the screws can be adjustable as opposed to having to get the little
and cut them. And
yeah, depending on the height of your tiles and how it comes together.
And also this is adjustable. You can remove parts if you need it to be lower or higher. So hopefully it will work out, but if it doesn't, you're going to find out with us. Well, hello there. We actually have a functioning bathroom again, right? And no, I don't know what you were expecting to see, but we're not that kind of channel, right? But the toilet is in. It flashes. So that is progress, right? We have most of the trim installed, the vast majority of the trim installed.
Yeah, Yeah, we've already shown that inside the toilet area, and then this area here where the vanity is going to go is all complete. We've got a few pieces we need to fit in closet area.
And of course, it wouldn't be our project if we didn't hit a snag somewhere.
A snag?
A snag. Can you
Again?
believe that?
Again?
And apparently the pipe there is a little too low for what our furniture that we bought our house out of vanity.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make some surgical modification. So unfortunately we'll not be able to finish that process today. But that is the fun of projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
And anyone that has worked in construction or anyone has done any project, like Elpida is a project manager,
Mm-hmm.
expect the unexpected. Nothing that it is not fixable, but it is kind of annoying because we have set some goals for today and we met 2 of the 3 goals we set.
Mm-hmm.
I guess 3 of the 4 if you count cutting the...
Oh yeah, we did.
Wow!
So we're better.
But anyway, we're still very happy with the floor. We're really happy with the trim, the baseboard. Everything is coming together, just not in the speed that we want it to come.
Right, and sometimes it does have to go a little bit slower, take a little bit longer than you want them to, but
Right.
just stick with them.
Which is the main reason when you get an estimate, why an estimate might run high. I mean low. You end up paying more because there is no way for the people that do the estimate to guess everything, right? So in our case, a little bit disappointing, but again, positive progress. This is DIY. What did we learn?
We learned that things happen to derail your project at the least expected time. And no matter how much planning you do, you may have some slight setbacks.
But we have no parts left over, so we must not have done it right? How about this new and improved toilet seal that we used for the first time? What do you guys think of this?
I liked it.
Once we really understood what the steps were, I think it was really easy.
Well, we did have to read distractions, right? Which is...
Yeah, several times actually.
But one of the good things is that it comes with enough of adjustability, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I also like the fact that the wax ring part of it is sealed, so you're not having to deal with that.
Definitely doesn't make a mess, and you can make adjustments even after you put it
Right.
down, which is a positive thing. But in any case, we failed in one of the projects we were planning to do today. But other than that, I guess the limelight has been taken away from me.
Well, we were trying to agitate our friend, and
It wasn't
it
working.
wasn't working. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Finish up, man.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we'll appreciate a thumbs up. We are ready to finish, not only because we are ready to finish, but because I'm ready to do some other projects. You know,
We're all ready to be done with this project.
and probably you guys are ready to watch something different. Actually, next week we might do something different regardless. We need to do something more fun and exciting. I mean, this is not bad. Again, it starts coming together. We can see the final vision, but still...
Well, and one of the things that we show people is even though we have to speed up process and you don't always see everything, but we try realistic in what we're presenting, and this is that sometimes it takes...
And keep in mind, we do it on weekends.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's not a daily thing. And usually for a bathroom renovation, a lot of contractors will ask for 7 to 10 days, but that's everyday work, right? So we're really not as much out of pace. It is just all of us, including Mrs. DIY and definitely myself, NLP, that we're kind of impatient people, right? We want it done yesterday.
Well, but you know, it's very detailed work.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time, and then you have cleanup and all of that, and you have to find some time to relax in between.
And we spare you the fun of cleanup. I mean, that's really exciting stuff that we don't show in videos, right? But the baseboard came out fantastic. I mean, it really looks great, right? And even that had an unexpected little modification of a trim piece around the pipe. So everything is a little more than we expect. Thank you for watching. We do appreciate your patronage, and we will hope you remain with our channel until we finish this project. Take care, friends.